This is Introduction to Raw Food. Hello and welcome to everyone. It's so nice to see all of you here today. This talk is for you if you would like to lose weight naturally as part of your daily lifestyle. I'm going to show you 3 simple things to change in your lifestyle that will help you with that. This talk is for you if you have tried various diets but not been able to get to your ideal weight. I'm going to introduce you to the benefits of a whole foods, plant-based diet to get to your ideal weight. This talk is for you if you are tired of being tired. You'll find out how to turn that around through easy things you can do in just 10 to 15 minutes every day to recharge and feel good throughout the day. This talk is for you if you wish to go to the next level of your health journey, or are just curious about what actually a whole foods plant-based diet is all about. What I'm going to do today is introduce myself and let you know a little bit about how I got interested in whole food plant-based and then in raw foods in particular. Then I'm going to talk briefly about what raw food is and why you might want to eat more of it. We'll talk about why eating raw food can have such dramatic effects on your mood, your energy, and dramatically improve the way you look and even how you sleep. Then, in some of our next sessions, I'll give you some ideas for delicious and easy raw breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. And finally, I'll share a simple recipe for a really tasty breakfast smoothie. Easy, delicious, and nutrition. Now, how does that sound? Today, I'm going to show you how you can look good and feel better. You can gain an abundance of energy, can include veggies and spices in your diet to help alleviate pain, can drop weight quickly, naturally, and safely. So about me, my name is Naomi Watson, and I've been learning and teaching raw food for the last 10 years. I'm passionate about health and nutrition and love working with motivated people who would like to make lifestyle changes to look good and feel great. I've not always loved cooking, but after being introduced to raw foods, I started experimenting and I quite enjoyed it, especially when I felt good in myself and my husband and some family members enjoyed what I was cooking too. I was challenged with the big C and was given months to live. After doing some research, I chose to go to a lifestyle center in the States for a health recovery program. I changed my lifestyle and I lived to tell the tale. The program was simple. I went for the program after having a mastectomy, but I chose not to have chemotherapy and radiotherapy. The program was simple in the things that we should be doing anyway. Eating a healthy diet, drinking plenty of water, exercise every day, resting well, avoiding stress. Well, after coming back from the center, I knew I had to continue what I had learned. However, not knowing how to make different interesting salads, I thought there must be more to life than lettuce, tomato, and cucumber. So I did more research and was pleasantly surprised to find. And actually, raw food opened up a whole new world. So if you're wondering if you will be eating lettuce, tomato, and cucumber, hold your thought there. I realized that I had more energy, cleared up some digestive problems I had, and more importantly, my immune function improved. Now, what I realized is that giving my body good nutrition meant my body was able to fight diseases and heal itself. Even if you've tried other kinds of healthy food in the past, if you haven't always liked the taste, you'll probably love the taste of raw foods. It's so creative and so flavorful. Any of your favorite dishes you've enjoyed in the past, you can find some kind of raw version to it. So I decided if I wanted to keep healthy and follow all the principles that I had learned, then if I taught them to others, it would be a win-win situation for me to keep on the diet and help others along the way. So you can begin incorporating raw foods into your daily life. Fruits, veggies, not 100%, but just eating as many raw foods as possible. You will notice a lot of health benefits. Now, this could be just a small part of your meal or a bigger part of your meal. You make the choice. There's no hard and fast rule as to how much or how little of the raw food you will want to introduce in your daily routine. If you're facing any health challenges and want to know what you can do to overcome them, and if you want to look good and feel great, then stay with me in this session and we will talk about simple things that you can change or just add to what you are doing to bring about a huge change in your health and lifestyle. But you don't have to have any health challenges. If you want to look good and feel good, then learning about how a whole foods plant based diet can keep you and protect you from health challenges in the future is a good enough reason for you to stay with me today, don't you think? I will also demonstrate a quick and easy green smoothie to start your day right. I know you'll love it and ask for more. So from time to time, I find I fall off the wagon, so to speak. But I recognize that getting back on it gives me health and vitality. So, what is raw food? I mean, different people talk about raw food. So, here it is. Raw food is technically speaking food that has not been heated above 48 degrees centigrade. That's about 117 degrees Fahrenheit. This usually means uncooked foods, or more specifically, foods in their natural state. Nothing more, nothing less. So, raw food literally means uncooked. You may also have heard the term living food or live food. This is often used interchangeably with raw in conversation or in writing, usually because it sounds much more appealing and gives a better idea as to the feeling of eating this way. To those foods that are still alive and growing, like sprouted beans and seeds, and the foods which are commonly referred to as indoor greens, such as wheatgrass, sunflower greens, and pea greens. Raw food, especially because it is raw. By the very fact that it hasn't been heat treated, it is replete with everything that enabled it to sprout and grow in the first place. That's life force, enzymes, water, oxygen, hormones, vitamins, and minerals, and so much more besides. Untouched, untainted, raw food is quite literally honest food. What you see is what you get. No hidden ingredients, nothing messed around with just pure, delicious, fresh, live food that we are designed to eat. Living food for living bodies. And the good news for you is this. When you start dabbling with more raw food, you don't just understand this conceptually. You actually start to get it experientially as your whole body cheers, shifts up a gear, and starts to look and feel literally more alive. It's at this point when we actually have a first-hand personal experience of eating raw and living foods that the concept of that real food and nutrition is really all about starts to take on a whole new meaning. There's one more final myth to bust while you're on the subject. The idea that there being such a thing as the raw food diet is actually a huge misnomer. That is, unless you think the term the cooked food diet is useful or descriptive. Because there really are infinite ways to eat raw, just as there are infinite ways to eat cooked. Everybody's diet will be different for different reasons, and that's fine. It's really important to know that. Many people going raw for the raw food diet like a holy grail that's waiting to be discovered, but they never find it. That is why your diet, just like mine, is whatever you choose to make it, cooked or raw or a mixture of the two. Your perfect way will reveal itself. Is just a case of knowing more about the raw part. So, shall I share with you the benefits of going raw? What people tend to find first is that the physical benefits reveal themselves very quickly. Granted, this is when people give raw food a serious shot, as in they don't eat burgers and fries all day and in some, add in some lettuce and tomato and then say, there's my raw food. So why don't I feel any better? You have to give it a chance. Having said that, it is perfectly reasonable and realistic to expect to see and feel noticeable changes physically in as little as 24 hours. These changes can be as simple as niggling aches and pains disappearing, through to seeing a difference in body tone, clearer eyes, a less puffy face on waking, and all manner of other things. As you might expect, the longer you do it, the more significant the changes. The body just loves to have a good run of it. It's perhaps not surprising then that those who have been eating mostly raw or exclusively raw food, they feel, if they've had it for a year or so or more, they often look 10 years younger than they actually are. Be completely rid of those aches and pains and niggling health issues. Have shiny hair, glowing skin, and sparkling eyes, not to mention a body that looks and functions like something most of us thought we could only ever dream about. The fact is that we rejuvenate on raw and living foods. In the process of replacing our cells and bloodstream with cleaner, better nourished, more alive cells, we cannot help but grow younger and look young and look better. It's pretty straightforward when you think about it. What you put in, you do get out. In fact, there are many real life case studies of people who've not only got younger looking and healthier on raw food, but who have recovered from serious illnesses and diseases. In some cases, they're only days away from death. Such is the power of raw and living foods when used as medicine as well as food. Now, honestly, that's just a tiny overview of the physical benefits. Seeing truly is believing, and that's where the fun begins, because we can't argue with our own experience. Where it gets even more interesting, however, is in the fact that the benefits of eating raw extend to the emotional, mental, and even spiritual for some people. Let me give you a list of some of the benefits I have experienced and others talking about raw food all the time. Feeling good in your own skin, feeling lighter in body, mind, and soul, feeling more connected to yourself and the world around you, feeling more purposeful, clear, and divinely guided, gaining 2 hours in a day or more, having more love and patience with others, especially the children, knowing and really getting that there is a deep wisdom and power in raw, natural plant foods, feeling as if you have tapped into something magical, feeling as if you can now discover and pursue your life purpose, feeling as if life is worth living again, not minding what others say because it feels so right, being committed to your own truth, knowing there is wonder and joy in being different, developing an intoxicating fascination and love of your journey and the energy and power unfolding inside you. Trusting that your instincts, if you listen to them, will direct you to the perfect body and weight for you. Having the faith and self respect, self love to follow your own path, no matter what your friends, family, partner, or colleagues say or do. Falling in love with life, new life that is unfolding before you. Feeling excited by the colorful, brave new world of raw and living foods. Having hope for great health, happiness, and financial security. Feeling that anything and everything is possible. Simply loving being alive, clean, and connected. As you can see, there's a lot to be gained. The great news is all of these benefits are yours for the taking. And it all starts with making some simple but powerful changes that are delicious, exciting, and that work fast. Okay, so I'm going to give you some action steps because I don't want you to go away and not, put into action what I've just been sharing. Because as we said, the truth is in your personal experience. Now, if you do eat fruits and vegetable as part of the diet, then I will encourage you to increase just one piece of fruit and a portion of veg every day for the next 7 days. If you don't eat fruits and vegetables, which I know there are a lot of people who don't because they don't like it or for whatever reason, I would encourage you to try a green smoothie for the next week, say at least 3 days. Or if you have going to try something else, you can have maybe a fruit salad for breakfast or a green salad at lunchtime or dinner time. If you're familiar with raw food, then try a raw day, raw breakfast, raw lunch, raw dinner. If you're not familiar with raw food, then let's just start with a small amount of raw every day. The other thing I would encourage is to increase the amount of water per day. Keep that level for 7 days. And the other very important thing that we should all be doing is exercise each day. If you're not exercising, then even if you start with 15 minutes walk after each meal for the next 7 days. So if you're going to eat 3 meals a day, then you're going to have just a short walk, a quick short walk, should I say, after each meal. And that's it. Simple things that you can just try and include into the busy lifestyle that you have. Now, I mentioned to you that I would share a simple green smoothie with you. For this, you will need a mango, a handful of, or a couple of handfuls of spinach, and a lemon. Actually, you only need half a lemon. So if you take one ripe mango, 2 handfuls of spinach, and half a lemon, blend all these ingredients in the blender. Well, what I mean is prepare the mango, take the mango pulp out and put it to the blender, add a couple of handful of spinach that's been washed, and a squeeze of lemon. Blend all these ingredients in the blender and taste. If you think you need a little bit more lemon, try a little bit of lemon. It just brings out the flavor. Now, you can add ice cubes when blending, or you might just prefer it as is, and that's fine too. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you again. And I hope that you're going to try the recipe as well, because you'll be surprised how delicious it tastes. I know it looks green, and if you're not familiar with green smoothies, however, it tastes delicious. I will share more recipes and ideas for breakfast, lunch, and dinners. So join me again next time on my next podcast. Thank you.